Good evening and welcome to Hot Topics from the Soul. I'm your host, Dr. Valerie Parker-Hagan, and I have my co-host.
And a beautiful good evening it is to you. What a beautiful day it is. And I'm excited. We're right at the middle of May, towards the end. What a beautiful time of year.
Yeah, lots going on in month of May. The country is basically opened back up. Um, there's a lot of confusion going on. Mask or not to mask?
That's the question, right?
Shots or no
All over.
shots?
Exactly. We're in totally, the country is total in a dichotomy mode. We don't know what we're doing. One end wants to do one thing, the other end wants to do another. And guess what? Somewhere along the line, we're caught in the middle. And so, in being caught in the middle, there's a lot of different emotions that have arisen because of this. A lot of different emotions.
Yes. So being caught in the middle. Scary emotions.
Well, like, you know what? When we spend a whole year talking about what we can't do, why we shouldn't do it, and those things there, and now you come and say, okay, it's all right to do it. There's a great deal of skepticism that goes along with that. So with that skepticism that's coming along with it, people are hesitant, and yet still there's another side who said, we've been waiting on this. They've been waiting on it. They want it to happen. They want us to go forth. And there's mixed emotions because now the rubric that is being used is whether or not you've been vaccinated or not. If you have been, then it's okay. If you have, so now we're creating almost a whole different subset of people, the vaccinated versus the unvaccinated. Where will it all end?
Yeah, and I think it's labeling people as well because you can be fully vaccinated and still choose to wear your mask. I have talked to medical professionals that I know personally that have told me that they have people that have been fully vaccinated and still contacted the virus. So if you want to continue wearing your mask, even though you've been vaccinated, no one should look upon you and say, oh, they not vaccinated because they got on their mask. No, you're being extra precautious because the truth of the matter is no one really knows if this vaccination is working. Only thing that we can be sure of, it is a preventative measure. That's as far as we can take it. But of a surety, no. There's no one sure about what's going to take place.
Well, because we haven't seen this before. And because we haven't seen this before, it leaves us with it's such a trial and error. And so we have to withhold the harshness and the rudeness and all these labeling because really we've not gone here before. This is like Star Trek. We have boldly gone where no men have gone before. And so we're discovering things as they go. One might be vaccinated, but it doesn't mean that you cannot contract. The only surety that we're having is saying that supposedly you will not get very, very sick where you got to be on a ventilator. But that doesn't mean that you won't get sick. And on the other end, though I might be vaccinated, I might choose to wear my mask because I don't know if you're vaccinated. And so it's a whole kind of reason to justify. So I'm wearing my mask, not just for me, but also for you. And so that's the kind of the angle that I would come from. But you want to have a divisive conversation, get to talk about masks and no masks. And then if you drive, and you know this, you guys do a lot of driving, you can go from one county to another, and the personality in the atmosphere is totally different. Here in Palm Beach County, I mean, we like mask enforcement. I mean, the mask police almost. And yet still I go up a few counties north, and people are walking around no masks and doing what they want to do. So it varies, and we're all trying to get used to it. But everybody's fighting to get back to some degree of normalcy. Right. Everybody wants to get back to what they once known. And be honest with you, Dr. Val, I don't think we will ever get back there, even if we imitate what we've done in time past. I don't know if we'll ever get back to where we were because of the fact of so much of the unknown. So much is unknown, and many of us are going to err on the side of caution. We're going to err on that side of caution until we have better proof.
Yeah. And I think we should all, govern ourselves accordingly by protecting ourselves so that we can protect our families. And I know that I've been out into stores And I see a lot of people still wearing their masks, and it doesn't mean that they haven't been vaccinated, but it means that they're taking extra precautions because the truth of the matter is government does not know. We don't know. This is everybody right now is a case study because are we
Well,
are
thanks
in a
a lot.
yeah, we're in a case study. Everybody's in a case study because nobody really knows what's what. But as I said, so much is going on. Graduations for individuals, and I'm so excited. Congratulations to all the 2021 graduates.
I'm super excited for them. Graduation time is one of my most happiest time of the year. I mean, even though my kids are all graduated, high school and college and everything, I'm always so happy for graduation for people because it is a time of accomplishment. It's the time of achievement. It's a time of fulfillment. And for many young people, they are realizing their dream. They're about to step out into life. And guess what? Those babies that we once held in our hands and that we once raised. Now they're at that age where they're about to make their mark in the world. And I get excited about it. And I get excited for the parents and the grandparents because, in fact, that journey is an incredible journey. And when you see those loved ones walk that stage, just receiving that diploma, it is just absolutely it is the most welcoming and most greatest feeling. It's the funny part. The song Pomp and Circumstance becomes your favorite song for that day. I mean, it's number one on your chart on that day because of the fact it means something. It means that I have arrived, I have achieved, and I have accomplished. And it's especially meaning something in 2021 when you consider the class of 2020. Most of them did not get a chance to walk across a live stage. It was either virtual or it didn't happen at all, or they just got their things in the mail. So congratulations to class of 2021.
Well, I'm so excited. I got a special treat tonight. I have my granddaughter, Destiny Johnson, on. She is class of 2021.
All right. Look, look at here. Is she revealing where she's going as well?
Yes,
All of that?
University.
Look at here. It didn't take
Albany
you long to make that
State.
decision. Look at the colors. Okay. Wow. Congratulations to you. It seemed like only yesterday you were just this little ballerina that was dancing around, and now you're off to college. I mean, how you go and do that so quick?
It just came so fast. I didn't think it was gonna come this fast, but
Wow.
yeah.
This is awesome. This is exciting for you. Let me ask you, how was this year different for you than your previous years in school, considering the pandemic and all those things that we've all experienced?
Necessarily, class 2021, we really didn't think we was gonna have a graduation, prom. We didn't think we was gonna have school. So it was different. Like it's more stress on that. Sometimes some of us we start off virtually. Some of us still are virtual. Some of us can't even be in person due to mask and COVID shots stuff. So it's been really different. Like teaching wise, can't do on hand learning. We have to basically learn from a distance, and we need help. It's like we gotta learn from distance. She can't come do hands on with us due to the pandemic.
Wow. And that had to be a real adjustment because, in fact, you know, very few people are just oratorical learners, just listen to someone and go. We need visual, we need hands-on, we need interaction there. And that's what I thought was such a challenge for this class and for the students of the day. I have to say kudos to them because of the fact I don't know what we would have done in our time had we faced something like this. Of course, we didn't have the advent of the technology that we now have, but it would have. I probably would have lost all my hair. Oh, I did. But anyway, I probably would have. But I salute you all because you guys pressed through it, and like you said, all the unknown, the uncertainty, whether we're going to have school, whether we're going to have a prom, all the things that are the hallmark of our senior year. I mean, those things make a big difference. My prom was my coming out. You know what I'm saying? I had this, and I had on that white suit, and I was ready. but it meant a lot. And just to think that, those students who didn't get to have that, that will always be something they would yearn for, having a prom. So you got to have the prom, you had that graduation, and man, I just can imagine, did you all have senior day this year?
We had matter of fact, we had senior day last week, Friday.
Wow.
But
Wow.
it was different. We still had to take precautions due to COVID, but they still my school still tries to make our senior year like a regular senior year. So we don't have prom, we don't have senior games, senior year, football games, basketball games. We done did all that.
Sound like me, they was almost back to normal.
Yes.
Also.
So you're actually in Albany, Georgia.
Yes.
So you transitioned there for your last few years of high school. How was that moving from South Florida into Albany, Georgia?
Okay. It was very different. It's always funny to tell this story because it's like you tell somebody, "Oh, I came from South Florida." It's like, why did you come to Little Georgia? So coming here, school wise, meeting new people, actually coming and to a whole nother state. It was very challenging at first. Different. It was very different with the schoolwork we received. Some things it was like, oh, I already are learning this, or oh, I'm just not learning this. So it was very different with like classes and all. But being in Albany, Georgia, it actually made me a better person because it actually matured me and got me ready. And I didn't know nothing about Albany, Georgia until I moved here. And to be told to you guys, my dream college always been FAMU, but being in Albany, Georgia, it's just so different than South Florida or being in Florida, period. Where it's like, okay, I
Mm.
want to stay and get to know Albany a little bit more.
Wow.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Albany State definitely has a reputation. I've known of Albany State University. As a matter of fact, in my early years when I migrated, if you would, from Alabama to Florida, and I remember, when I first took the bus here, the Greyhound back that time would come through Albany, and I remember being on the bus with a young man who was actually coming from where he was coming from. I don't think we picked him up in Montgomery, and he was actually headed to school at Albany State University. So that was my first time hearing of Albany State, and since that time, I've actually had some friends that are alumni of Albany State, and I think what you're saying, having come from South Florida, I think we can admit that South Florida is probably a lot more faster than that area there. But sometimes we need to slow down to take in the air and think. And sometimes it can be a very welcome shift inside of things.
It really can be.
Now, Destiny, you've worked practically your whole life. I remember with you going with me to events and you were my sales representative.
Yes.
And I was like, I always sold a lot of books when you were on my team. Now, given that experience where you were out, you were always doing entrepreneurial things from your bracelets. I remember giving you your business card so you can generate money. I remember you drawing pictures and selling them for $1. When did you get your official first job?
I got November 2019 at Zaxby,
Wow.
and
You
it
were
was,
you faded out a little bit, so I need you to stay focused in front of the mic so we can hear you, so you won't fade out. What did you say?
I started my first job November 2019. 2019.
Wow.
2019.
Yes.
And you said exact speed?
Yes, Zaxby's, the chicken and fingers place.
Oh yeah, I love Zaxby's. Yes, I do. Okay. I don't know if I get free points if I say that again. I love Zaxby's.
So how was that experience based on the fact that you were always trying to do things to generate money?
Okay, so at Zaxby's, it was very different because I'm always known of doing my own stuff, working for myself. So actually working under somebody, it was different. So I'm always like being there. I always show leadership. Still, even though it's their job, I always wanted to be like a team leader or a manager. So actually being there and showing them that, I became a team leader. I started getting raises. Started cross training, working the back and the front. I started
Wow.
working 50 hours a week when the pandemic first started,
Wow.
because all I wanted to do was just have my own money, because I knew college was coming up and it was my senior year.
Wow.
Okay.
Boy, I tell you, now that's what I'm talking about, being proactive and that, thinking about tomorrow, what will happen there. And so that's awesome there. And the fact that I like what you said, because the fact you wasn't just satisfied with just saying, okay, here's your job, here's a position. You wanted to know more. You wanted to cross train. You wanted to know how things ran. And that is a great quality, as you move forward. Some people sit back and wait on things to come to them, while others are ones that are aggressive enough to go and grab those things that is before them. And that sounds like your entrepreneurial spirit, but I kind of know where you get it from. But anyway, that's a whole other subject altogether inside of that. But this is awesome. When Dr. Val told me that you're going to be the guest on today, I'm like saying to myself, for what? She's graduated. She's a senior. I'm like, oh my God, when did that happen? How did that happen? It's just amazing to me, because you're so talented. You're talented, and you just don't seem to be afraid to try something at least once, to see how it would work out for you. And this is going to be real good. So how did you and when did you come to the decision that it was Albany State that you wanted to go to?
It started because I went on a college tour. I fell in love with mostly all the colleges I went to, but I never knew anything about Albany, Georgia. So I used to go. I had friends that had siblings that go to Albany State. So I'm going on the campus, and they have a great business program. So when I get older, all I ever said I wanted to do was grow up, leave college, move to LA, and open up my own dance company. Yes. So I wanted to open up my own dance studio. So I knew what I had to do. I knew I had to go to college, because nobody wouldn't just want to send their child to somebody's dance studio without them having at least some type of degree. And I feel like that's a bonus point for me to have my business degree, business and management. So I began to look more into Albany State, and I was like, why not just apply for them? Because I know some people like, oh, you're going to Albany State, you live in Albany. But it's like, it's more than just living somewhere. It's actually living somewhere, getting to know people, getting to have connections with people, because you don't know who you are running to nowadays, because it's so many people that are probably big and nobody knows because they just touch on a download. So I just feel like no matter how small Albany is, it's always something big that come out of it, and I might just be that next big thing.
Wow. I love it. I love it. I love it. The next big thing, and another thing is this, is that, like you said, you've only been there really 2 years. And for you, it's like anything else. A lot of time I call natives, can become very satisfied and very, if you would, they grow very comfortable being where they've been. But people that come from the outside oftentimes see opportunities, and they see things that the natives don't. And it sounds like to me, you see possibility, you see things happening, you see it. So that's a renewed energy that you have. And I like what you said. You might be just the next big thing that come out of Albany, and definitely we're wishing you well, because of the fact I know that you have the do it. You can do it because you have the do it fluid that's flowing through your vein and everything. So we're going to see some great things happening with you. I love the colors of Albany State. That's my old high school colors, as a matter of fact, and I just love it. So are you all the Rams?
Yes, we are the Rams.
Oh, look, did you hear that?
When you see the authority, we are the Rams.
We are the Rams. Okay, don't get it twisted. That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. I'm excited because your journey, you are in full view, and you're fully in tune with the journey that you're on. This next chapter, your commencement ceremony, your graduation is just that. It means beginning. So here's now a next step, a new beginning inside of doing some things. And definitely I'm excited about it. And I'm going to have to keep better tabs on what's happening with you and everything, because, hey, I don't want to just look up and then see you on television and stuff and doing your dance thing that I feel like I missed it all. So I have to stay in touch so that when you become big and famous, I can say I knew you before you became big and famous.
Yes.
That's what I want to do. I don't want to be one of those, what they call, I don't want to be one of those crave fans. All of a sudden I'm a groupie. All of a sudden, no, I knew him way long time ago, right? Okay.
Yes.
This is awesome.
Well, Destiny is a big Cash App person. So
Okay.
say what's your Cash App, Destiny, for those that want to support you? You go into college, you're graduating. You know, Nana has a large audience. So say what your Cash App is, even though some people can see it on the screen.
My cash app pretty Desi DSI.
Well, you fade it out. So it's the $ pretty face Desi, DESI. That's your Cash App for individuals that want to reach out and be a blessing to you and wish you congrats for your high school graduation.
Yes, Nana. And I don't know if there's like freshmen, sophomores, or juniors out here that's watching, but I just want to let y'all know something that, or even eighth graders, people that's younger than probably not here this year. This high school is real. So when people tell you it's some advice that I wish I would have taken earlier from my uncles, aunts, people I came in contact with regarding my senior year and stuff, your freshman year is really important. If you feel like, oh, you want to just be down and cool and stuff, I feel like your freshman year is you really your mark for your senior year. You have to do good your freshman year in order to get to where you want to be your senior year. You don't want to just be like, oh, I have to go to this college because of my GPA, or I have to do this because of my test scores. Get on all that. Regardless of the pandemic, they kind of say that the SATs and ACTs don't matter. Still take it, because if your GPA is not where it's supposed to be, your SAT and ACT can make up for it. Get in with the right people. Enjoy your high school years, but stay focused because it's very hard. And I hope to see all y'all in y'all cap and gown soon.
Wow.
Wow.
I love it. I love it. What great advice, right? She's laying it out there and said, have fun, but stay focused. I love it.
So, Destiny, what is your aspiration as far as going to college?
I plan on. I really, my aspiration is really to do everything different from my high school. Like, I want to start off my freshman year with. I want to have a 4.0 GPA or even higher. I want to be involved with the school. I want to do everything that I want. That I just want to be that person that be like, she done did all these extracurricular activities and still managed to keep a 4.0 or.
Hmm.
Awesome. Awesome.
So you've been raised by a single parent. What is it going to be like without your mom?
It's gonna be really different. All of my all is my mom, so it's gonna be different without her and stuff. I know all I can think about, all it is really is to make my family proud.
Wow.
So I just want to make my mom proud. I want to show. I want my mom to live to where she could say, "Oh, my daughter does, and she did this for us." So I want to be able. I basically want to just give back to my family.
Wow.
Because these were not easy 12 years.
But what did you say?
I said these were not easy 12 years from kindergarten all the way up to senior year.
Well, it's amazing that when you get to this point here and you do reflections like you're doing, you recognize things. And I'm so glad that you're sharing with the audience out there now, younger people that is coming up, that you understand the importance of focus. Life is continuously growing and you're evolving, and you are at that place where you're meeting the challenge, and you now can see, and it's coming through everything that you're saying. You have your sights set, your focus on where you want to get to. And I like what you've talked about. You've established in your mind, you made up in your mind, not necessarily a ceiling, but a floor. Like, I really don't want to have a low GPA. I want to be up there. I want to be there. I want to be able to function. I want to be able to achieve. And I love it because the fact, you're not going to put limitations on yourself.
Yes.
And because of that, it's going to be an adventure just watching you. So I know you've already made them proud, but you're going to make them even prouder because of the fact that you're pursuing your dreams, you're going for it, and you're proving once again what greatness look like. And listen, you have a legacy. You really do. You come from good stock, and you are making them proud. And listen, I know I've seen your little energy from the time you was a little girl, and that passion has turned into all intelligence, and she's all a mature young lady, and you're ready to go for it. And that's what we need. We need to see that type of attitude, and we're going to be still checking in with you, following you, praying for you, of course, and to see the success that you're looking for. And go Rams.
Yeah, I extended an invitation to other seniors, whether they graduated from high school or college, that wanted to come on and discuss, how their senior year was and how college was. A lot of the seniors are bashful, but you got to kind of be bold, right, Destiny?
Yes.
And once again, I say we know she gets that honestly, right? Inside of that, she gets that honestly, and that's a beautiful thing, to be able to capitalize on opportunities, those open doors that you get, and those open doors that you get, oftentimes they're open, and they have an opening like that. And when we walk through it, guess what? We get what's on the other side. So when we walk through the door that's open for us, we achieve the things that are meant for us, and we're excited about it. Um, Man, Albany State University. I like that ring, the
Now,
blue
when
and gold.
does school start?
School starts for college August 16th, but I move in August 8th.
You
Wow.
move in on August 8th?
Yes.
Okay. I'll miss that, but I will be there. But I will be there shortly after, because your birthday is the 12th of August.
Yes. So much in a month of
Such a wonderful month. Such a
one.
wonderful month.
Yes, Dr. J, your birthday?
It's August as well. Yes, yes. Wonderful month. And this is always a great time. Destiny, I remember several years, with my kids, uh, going off to college in August. It'd be round about the time you're saying, the 17th or 21st. And I can recall the last three sons. I can still remember each of them when they went off to college, and me dropping them off. It was a matter of 2 days that I was catching a plane on my way someplace. And each time I felt this sense of, wow, I've got this one off. I got that one off. The last one, I cried.
Mm.
I was supposed to be an empty nest and supposed to be happy about it, but I cried. I mean, I was trying not to cry, and everything. And I'm there because he was acting so happy to be away before he was gone. And I'm like, something was in my eye, of course, and his brother go, Dad, what's wrong? I said, I got something in my eye. He said, no. Then I'm like going, man, I don't know if I'm ready for this. And he said something to me that really shifted my attention. He said, Dad, he's going to be all right. I'm here with him. He said, don't you trust what you taught us? And when he said that, my whole world changed. I said, okay. But I know that feeling, when you see kids go off to college, you want to believe and trust there. So, you talked about the fact it's going to be different from you not being with your mom, but it's going to be quite different for her too. It's going to be quite different. We,
Real
we start,
different.
yeah, we start hearing voices, things like that. Oh, did the phone ring? I cannot tell you the many times I picked up the phone, thought it wrong. It called them back. Said, did you just call? No, Dad, no one called you. I was going through the lonely spell. Was crawling. So you sure you didn't call? But it's gonna be different. But the great thing for you is that you're gonna hit the ground running, and you're gonna hit the ground running, and that's the thing about it. Not to become idle, remain focused, but hit the ground running, because this is, I like to call it, the next phase. High school is over. We start back at zero now. So guess what? You carve out who you are, and you go for it. And it's gonna be an amazing thing. We're gonna be following you. I know the fact that we will be hearing from you again, and we look forward to the great things that you're gonna achieve.
yes, so much.
Okay, anything you want to say as a closing remark, Destiny? And also, I want to know what activities you've already signed up for in college.
So this past I just tried out for cheerleading at Albany State. It was different because it was a college level cheering, and I've always cheered. So I didn't make the team, and it's all you always have to cause. So You take a loss and you bounce back up and try again. So my next thing is to try out for the basketball dance team.
Okay.
I also want to try out for their praise dancing. They have a praise dancing team, and then I think that's about it. I just wanted to cheer and dance, and it's always so. That's another thing when if you try out for anything, get in activities because that's how you meet new people. That's how I became my ninth grade year going to high school. I tried out my eighth grade year, came in ninth grade year, was a captain. So of a cheer team. So then my 10th grade year, I did the same thing, became a cheerleader. My 11th grade year, I got to Georgia and I regret doing it so bad because I was in my bubble of I should have still been in Florida where I did. But my senior year, I came back and made the varsity cheer team at Lee County High School. So then I tried out. I just tried out this previous weekend for Albany State. I didn't make it, but it was a pleasure to try out for the team and just actually get to see how they do in cheerleading in college. So I take that as a lesson learned. You don't always win all the time because I was kind of upset because I've never not made a cheer team, so it was different. So me not making it, it was just like okay, in order to get to where I want to be, it's okay to take a loss but bounce back up for another win. So
Wow.
that's just that's what I always go by. So it wasn't like oh I was upset or anything. It was just like okay, this is a lesson learned. You're not gonna always make a team. You're always not gonna do this. You're not
Right.
always that. But that doesn't mean to stop trying because sky's the limit. So and like I always tell myself, life is like a runway. So I have to walk my own runway because it is like a runway. You're gonna have your ups and downs and your twisted turns and you're gonna have your downfalls and stuff, but it's always right to get back up.
I
Mm.
love it. I love it. Absolutely. I love it.
Say is the greatest lesson you learned from your mom?
Being independent, she taught me. It's a lot she taught me. That one really stuck out to it because coming from a little girl, seeing her being a single parent and still making sure, and people will look at me and think, "Oh, I have a mom, dad in my life," and it's just like, no, I just have a great person I learned from. So her being independent, she guided me in the right ways. We have our ups and downs stuff, but she's became like so close to me. So like I want to make her proud. She's been independent. She always taught me always have my own back, always be nice. She's always taught me to just be a person that everybody loves. She was like, you don't want anybody to be like, oh, I don't like this person because she's this, she's that. It's never about who you. It's always about who you surround yourself around. She always taught me that. Always how you come from a good family. So act like you came from a good family. You never want your reputation to be ruined by how you act, your attitude, or who you even surround yourself around. Because you can get to a bad crowd to a point where people be like, "Oh, she hangs out with this person, so she's just like this person." You never want to give nobody a reason to be like, "Oh, she comes from a bad family." So my mom always taught me to just have a great head on my shoulders and be lovable. She always taught me to always have my trust in God, always put God first before anything. So she always told me to just do what I want to do. If I want to become a dancer in LA, she knows I can do it. So she's gonna push me to that mark to where I get there. So she's always showed me how to be an independent person and do things on my own, but also do things and accomplish things on my
Wow.
Awesome. Now, it always say that it takes a village to raise a child. Who do you say were your greatest influences to help assist you? Because your mom is your mom. She's going to always be the number one. There's
own.
nobody that's going to be able to replace mom ever.
Ever. I would say my uncles and aunts, my auntie, my TT, my uncle David, my uncle Daniel, my Sarah, my nana. Even like some of my coaches I came from, my dance teacher, she's pushed me, and it's some people that like, I met in my previous years that like taught me dance or taught me cheerleading and still keep in contact with me to this day because they can see what I see in my and continue to be there for me. So really, I done helped myself, Lee County, every school I done been to, they done push me in any way they can just to know that I could get to where I want to be. I never had someone like I never. It's always been you're always gonna have somebody that says, "Oh, they don't think you can do this," but it's your part to play that role and say, "I know I'm gonna do this." So it always gives you that extra push.
Wow. Well, it looked like you have some people that want to say hello to you, Sheila. I don't know if you can see that, Dr. Val. Sheila Lampton Blandon says hello. She said, "Hey, Des, I'm so proud of you, sweet niece." Uh, and they go, "Hey, hey, Sarah Sarge Parker," and Danielle said, "Hey, Aunt Val," and uh, and they're saying, "Way to go, Des." And Danielle once again says, "Senior year was different, but we had fun," and it's always good to have encouragers and those who believe in you and those that you share the journey with. You know, as you were talking, I go way back, and my senior day was one of my most memorable day. And it wasn't like what it became. You know, I know a lot of seniors, they go to theme parks and all those things, but growing up in a small city in Selma, we was able to do something rural, just a group of us, and it was great. I mean, campfire, singing, just being together, recognizing for us that we knew that for some of us, it would be our last social gathering together ever, you know, and then graduation happens. And of course, all these years later, some of us have never seen each other again, but those memories are there. And now that we have stuff like social media and we can, you know, we can catch up and reunite, it's always rewarding. So, you know, when I get a chance to congratulate their children and grandchildren on graduate, it's a great thing because you feel like you're part of it. I feel that way about you because of the fact of your support system. When you start talking about your aunt and your uncles and stuff, being your support system, you know, this is too funny for me because I'm remembering your mom, your aunt, and your uncles when they were all little kids and things.
Right.
And just to see where all this have gone to, it is just amazing. So you are legacy. You are legacy. You correct me if I'm wrong. I think you become the first grandchild uh, uh, to graduate from high school, the first grandchild going off to college. So, ready or not, you have been called to lead. So,
Wow. I just realized that. That's an aha moment.
yes.
You have
So
a cousin going to Albany State too, right?
Yes,
wow,
I do. My cousin Josiah, he's going to Albany State on a football scholarship.
look at there. Well, that's awesome because you know what? Albany State is known for their sports. They have produced some good players over the years, and there's a lot of other great things that have come out of Albany State. I'm trying to remember, you know, based upon my mindset. There are certain things they're very much well known for. So you're probably going to see a lot of people from out of state, from different places there, because the fact it is a very good school and people come there for many different reasons. So hey, we're gonna be keeping an eye on it. But you know, you got to feel great. I mean, you're leading the charge. You're leading the charge, and that had to be a memorable moment. You know, to see you graduate and what's ahead for you. And I commend you once again. I'm so excited. And I want to remind everybody, there's her Cash App is right there. That is $ pretty face Desi, right? Okay. Now it's always good when the Cash App matches the person, pretty face Desi, okay? It's always good when that happens, okay? And so definitely, I want to invite people. Come on, let's be a blessing. Let's continue to motivate her to go forth inside of that. This is my greatest moment. I love this type of stuff. This is the time I get a chance. Senior year, graduation, whether college or high school, you know, I get a chance to be just that. I want to be able to see it. I want to be able to say congratulations, go for it, you know, and that's a beautiful thing. So go ahead on, class of 2021. Great things ahead for you.
Yeah, now, Dr. J, I invited a lot of seniors, like I said. Now, I'm looking forward next week to having maybe Josiah, Danielle, Dylan, Caitlin, Earl. They're all graduating high
That's
school
awesome.
and college. And so next week, we're going to continue because instead of talking about our seniors, I feel we should hear from our seniors.
I
We
would
want to
love
know
that.
what's on their heart. We don't want to know what they're thinking. We want to know what things disturb them because we've been through a hard 2 years. And I think this platform, Hot Topics from the Soul, was designed to be a lifeline to the community. So we can't be a lifeline if we don't hear from the community. So
Absolutely.
those are even those names that I didn't call. If you are senior or high school or college, and you want to be on this platform, we want to hear from you. So just inbox me, and next week I can send you the link so you can join in. Now, my granddaughter Destiny, she is on here talking and holding her own. We weren't prepped. I didn't tell her what I was going to ask her or say. She just, it's just like sitting at a kitchen table just talking. And so my little pumpkin can talk.
Yes.
Yeah,
Senior,
and that's exciting.
senior
That's
has
exciting.
talking for
What
COVID.
did you say?
I said COVID, like for my school, I can speak for my school. COVID has really pushed the seniors. Like this is like our first year, and since 1982 that our basketball players took us all the way to state. So it's been like COVID pushed us all the way. Like we felt like we had to let students know because we were that class that everybody was underestimating. Like, oh, they're going through COVID, so they're not really going. So we don't. So we have 646 graduated from Lee County High School.
646 graduates?
Yes,
Okay.
That's awesome.
it really pushed us there. So we felt like we had a story to tell
Y'all
because
had to show up.
show up and show out.
It seemed like she enjoyed her senior year.
I really
It does. It does. Okay. COVID who?
yes.
But that is awesome. You know, anytime you have a common goal or something to fight for, it does motivate you. It does motivate. You know, one of the things that I wish that we would see more of is that when we're told no, let that be fuel. Let that be fuel to, oh no, really? Let us prove you wrong. And that is so powerful when you find a group of people or a class that takes on that collective mantra and they say, let's go for it, and they press their way through it because they know that the footnotes of history is going to record, particularly classes of 20 and 21, what they went through, the adversity that they faced, and yet it still was determined to overcome it. And it's been said that adversity introduces a man or a woman to themselves. And I love the fact that once it introduced itself to you guys answered. And so that is a beautiful thing. And I'm looking forward to just kind of following you. I know that we got Georgia State in the house. I'm looking here. Tina Bryant there. Yeah, all of them. Yeah, I mean, they all. I'm just so happy because of the fact of you can feel the energy even here, and so I'm looking forward to next week.
Yeah, I'm excited. I am so excited about this time and what these young people have done in spite of the oppositions that were faced. It's just amazing that they stayed focused. And a lot of them, not everybody is cut out for college, but just the
Right.
mere fact that you have seniors that say, no, I want to continue on with my college education because
Right.
this COVID, this situation is just temporal. I want to have something for afterwards.
Absolutely. And that's been a beautiful thing about it, not only finding yourself, but understanding that you're carving a path, and I'm just excited. I had a great nephew who graduated from high school, and it snuck on me as well. He's there in Alabama where I grew up at, and I happened to see my niece post it, and I couldn't help but to reach out to her as quick as I can. What do you mean he graduated? Because once again, I remember this little kid, and he graduated, and I just reached out to him. They reached back out to me, and he was excited. He was excited, but I was excited for him because that was my oldest brother, who's now past grandson. And I just had to say, let me love on you in the place of your granddad, and just to let her know how happy I was. And for many kids, for many young people, their graduation is a statement in one
Yes.
sense or another. It's a statement to say, I can. It's a statement to say, look, I want you to know that my family, I believe in you. It's a statement. And whatever that statement is that drives you, whatever that mission statement is, continue to go forth with it, because you know what? That's what you'll remember. You remember what is it that drove you. And I'm excited about this. When you look back on this show, 4 years from now, whatever, you're going to look and say, wow, what a moment it was. And that's where you guys are headed now. So congratulations again.
And I also want to honor and salute those children that persevered, even losing parents during this pandemic. I
Yeah,
know there's a couple of young people that go to my church. They lost their mother or lost their father during this, and they still graduated. And I honor and I salute you. And I thank you all for tuning in today. And my little Destiny Johnson, I'm so excited
yeah,
about you and all that you've accomplished and going to accomplish.
absolutely. We salute you. And boy, we're looking forward to next week. I tell you, that's a
And I'm
lot of
not
fun
being
there.
partial. I did send out an invitation to those seniors, so I guess my destiny had to be the forerunner.
Yeah. Okay. What's new? But you know what? But not only that, just as you were the forerunner here, Destiny, and I'm quite sure next week there'll be others that will contact us and be on there. I see a lot of comments there. You know, sometimes there are some people that just need to see someone else do it.
Yeah.
Someone else take that next step, and that's what you've done. You've taken that next step, and you've done it now, and others will come on because of the fact they saw that you did. And that's what leadership is all about. Leaders oftentimes will go where others around them have not gone because of the fact, they're going to find out what's on the other side of the door. And so we once again salute you for finding out what's on the other side of the door.
Thank you.
All right, Destiny, thank you for joining us, and I will see you next week for graduation.
Stay safe.
All right. Awesome. Okay. This was so awesome. So awesome. Man, to see that smile, to see that joy,
That's
you
my
know,
little baby.
yeah, to see what they've come through and, to
That's
go
my
from,
little baby right there.
yes, and I'm just thinking about the little girl that I used to see dancing and just so much, but to see them to mature and to recognize that they have their place in life, in their role in life, and it is so exciting. It is so exciting to hear her excitement. She's ready. She is
Yeah.
hungry. That next step is there. I think she has some friends and cousins that are also going to be very instrumental because they're coming up along that same track. So they get a
Yes.
chance to encourage each other and say, "Hey, you got to hang in there. You got to get it." And that's what's so powerful inside of all this. So I guess get excited seeing it. To all of our
Family
graduates,
is so important. It doesn't matter how far away, family is just so important. And just to know that you have somebody on the other side of somewhere and you got friends that are living where your young one is going to college, just to know you can have that connection is very, very important.
it is.
Let's talk about network. You have to secure and stabilize your network because that will determine your net worth.
Absolutely. As you grow older, you begin to understand what you begin to be able to delineate between just friendship, meaning acquaintances, and those friendships that are beneficial and where you're going to understand where those individuals fit inside of it. And friends that encourage you, people that you network with that are instrumental to you getting where you're going are ones that you want to always keep there, especially those that motivate you, those that challenge you, those that see in you things that you don't always see. So come up a little higher. And I love that. As I was reading some of the comments and I saw different things that was being said, being told no, and how do you respond to no? How do you respond to folks who said no, you can't do this, or nah, you'll never be able to, and you don't take no laying down. You get back up, you do things, you make things happen because you believe in you and you believe in what's ahead of you. And I'm totally excited. So we look forward to just even next week. I'm quite sure there'll be a whole lot of people that will be trying to get on next week, and I guess we could say first come, first serve.
That
And,
will take courage.
yeah,
And no, it's just something simple. Like I said, we want to hear from our seniors not just talk about them. We want to hear from them, hear what's on their heart because it's motivating and it is inspiring to other seniors that are juniors now that are coming along to let them know that there's brighter days ahead. Yeah, the class of 2020, they got muzzled out a little bit, but they still celebrated. We're so happy and proud of you too for persevering and pushing class of 2021 forward.
Exactly. That's really what it becomes. You look back on it and you do push each other. I think about my year before me, those individuals push us, and I'm quite sure we push the following year. And so that's why there's always this connection that is there because we've shared in similar experiences, we've shared in similar challenges, and so we tend to cheer for each other, root for each other in life. When we hear about accomplishments, we're like, great. I mean, I still get excited about classmates and folks that I went to school with when I see them accomplish things, when I see their children accomplish things. I'm cheering like it's me because to a certain degree, it is part of me. And I love it. I love seeing that happen, and that's what it's all about. And I say to every adult that may be watching, whether it's a neighbor, a sibling, a cousin, a coworker, whoever, even when their children excel, the greatest thing you can do is encourage that because if you're a parent, you know that journey, you know that perseverance, you know what it's like to have to keep them focused and to keep them that way. And it doesn't always look like they're going to go that way. I mean, sometimes as children grow up, they throw you a curve, when they don't seem like they're really interested, but man, they hit that point where they get really, really focused, and it's contagious. It's contagious. It happened with me. My younger ones, they inspired my oldest son, my oldest child ended up going back to college and everything because his younger siblings were so focused in doing so. He said, "Oh no." He said, He said, "You guys have inspired me." And he went back and he did what he had to do as a result of it. Now he's looking the fact to actually take the LSAT, looking for law. And I'm just so inspired because the fact, just when you thought that he was all right here, he was motivated by his sibling. And that's what happened. Iron does sharpen iron. And we motivate each other, and we motivate each other, and we motivate each other. And guess what? Then success become an expectation. And that's where destiny sounds like. To destiny, it sounds like it's an expectation. I'm expected to be successful. I'm expected to reach my goal. I'm expected to overcome. And that's one of the greatest things that we've often taught parents, that expectation is the fuel that drives dreams. If you have no expectations for your kids, where do you expect them to go? But when you help accompany those expectations, the sky is the limit, because oftentimes that little drive, that little light, that little fire that ignites them will cause them to just go for it. But it started all with an expectation, right? So expectation, once again, is that fuel that drives dream. And we're so excited. I mean, these graduates that are graduating, I just get so excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. You should see my daughter Latoya. Oh
Oh,
my goodness. That girl is so excited about Destiny graduating. Not the fact that she's leaving, but the fact that she's able to celebrate with her the junior, the senior years, and just watching her blossom, and then the pictures, the senior pictures, and then going to.
yeah.
She's so excited about setting up her college room because
Wow.
it's something that she never did, set up a college. So she is so excited about doing that.
That's a part of it. It's a reward for everybody that's involved. It is. It's a great feeling. And I'm telling you, I wouldn't trade it for nothing. I remember going to set my son's room up, and even my daughter, when I went to her orientation for college, and it was just so interesting. I still remember people we met on her orientation because they were going off to college, and it was just such a rewarding feeling when you start seeing them put up things in their room. And I can understand, Latoya, it's one of those feelings that it's kind of like I waited a whole lifetime for this, and you finally get a chance to experience it, and they'll never forget it. It's one of those moments that you shared in time, and I like to call it, it's a defining moment. It's a defining moment in their lives, and from this point on, they just grow up. They just grow up. They, those years away oftentimes make such a big difference in them finding themselves, being more assured of themselves, and then all that stuff you were trying to teach them, oh man, see to come back. It seemed to come back.
Right.
You know, it's like I got to take care of this. I got to take care of that. Right. I have one son. He became the, if you would, he became the very, oh God, everything's got to be in order. The clean guy. This has got to be the. I'm like, okay, really? Okay, you know, but it happens. And
But isn't that something? They can
yes,
do your house any kind of way, but when they get their houses, it's got to be clean, spotless. And this is all I was just trying to say. I just wanted things clean.
exactly. So the light bulb goes off at some point in time, and they do it. But the excitement is that we see
Oh, no, no,
maturity.
no, no. My favorite thing out of all things is turn that light off. Don't be burning my lights.
And you hear the echo in the house? Where have I
Yeah,
heard
I used
that
to say,
before?
turn off the lights, stop running all the water. Now you go to their houses. Why you got the lights on? You don't need that light.
Yeah, the echo that you've been saying all your years, now you hear it now. But that's part of maturity, it's part of the growth. It lets you know that, you know, there's an old adage that says the older I get, the more I realize how right my parents were. That's what we
Yeah.
see in our kids. Or the more we start sounding like them, saying things that they said, being mindful of things that they were. And it's always that side of growth, maturity, and really our eyes open to recognize responsibility of life. And I salute every one of these young people that are looking to go off to college. And the thing I liked about in listening to Destiny, she was really focused about going off to college and where she's going, where she's doing, what she wants to accomplish. She's like that. Many people will look to go off to college and as a get out of mom and dad house free card, you know, get away from them. And oftentimes partying become what I want to do. And I'm not saying that you're not going to do that, but that has to become your priority. And I learned that lesson, you know, not that I learned that lesson, but I heard my daughter say that to her younger brothers. You know, when she was telling them about college, she said, listen, she said, look, yeah, have your fun, but academics first. You got to get that first. And as a result, you know, she graduated magna cum laude from a university, and she had it like that. And the thing about it, she divorced herself from roommates that did not understand the goals were like academics, then party. No academic achievement, no party. You know, and that's so important.
Well, Les Brown always says you fail your way to success. You got to leap and grow wings on the way down. So I
Absolutely.
want to invite our audience to visit my website from thesoulofAwoman.com. And I have a book that I'm featuring called Unlimited Possibilities Walking in Purpose. So I invite you to purchase that book. It's only $10. It will help the Soul of a Woman Foundation continue to do what it's doing. And also, I give back to higher education, help kids with books, etc. So if you would be so kind to go visit from thesoulofAwoman.com, there's a book on there called Unlimited Possibilities, Walking in Purpose. It's $10. And everyone that purchases the book, I will send you a link for Les Brown's Choosing Your Future series. It is a motivational series that will inspire you and empower you. And anybody that doesn't know who Les Brown is, he's the one that wrote, has that line in every school of across the blackboard, shoot for the moon, because even if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars. And he has a teaching series that will inspire you and motivate you. So everyone that purchases Unlimited Possibilities, I will also send you the link so that you can listen to the Audible and be inspired. And Dr. J, you have a website too, individuals can visit.
Absolutely. jrfrickman.com. You can visit there. A lot of information about what we're doing, the things that we want to do in the corporate world, and inside of just motivation, teaching, team building, those type things there. I do want to go back to your book, Unlimited Possibility. This is a perfect gift for a senior graduated from high school and or college. Unlimited Possibilities. So at $10, listen, you could take $100 and bless 10 seniors, 10 young people that's going off to college, and it could be the biggest difference maker in their life.
Absolutely. Well, we're out of time, and I want to thank all of our listening audience and also my granddaughter Destiny for tuning in and joining us and being so transparent about what she feels her future is going to be, what her expectations are for her future. And once again, those that want to join us on the show next week, I will be so happy to have you. Me and Dr. J would love to interview you and talk to you, hear what's on your heart. And you can email me or click on my link at Facebook. I don't know how all these things work. But anyway, you can message me, or those that are listening to the show, send me a message there and I will look at it and I will respond to you. Thank you so much for joining another Hot Topics from the Soul. And again, visit fromthesoulofAwoman.com. Until next week, we send you love, peace, and joy, and stay safe. Good night, and God bless.
God bless.